Hello everyone, my name is Jaybird and welcome back to Everlasting Summer. Without any further fucking ado, let's just jump the fuck into it. Yes, I don't care about profanity. Just kidding, I do, but not really. Nah, what the fuck? Why would I say, hey, just kidding? It feels like I've gone through more things today than all the previous days combined. Thus, approaching the clubhouse, I'd even forgotten to think about how awkward it must be to look for sugar there. Oh my god, what is this shit that I walked in on? Did you like my song? I did. It looks like a child. Oh no. Oh no. We got some maps in here. Oh no. Well, technically they are minors, I think. They're specifically robotic maps. Robotic maps. Shirk and Electronic were enthusiastically building something. They were so busy that they didn't even notice me. I looked closely. It was some kind of a robot, or at least the body of one. Moreover, this robot was female and had animal ears. I didn't want to make up theories about purpose of such a device for luminaries of Camp Cybernetics. Even though the design looked practically workable, I had my doubts about this robot ever being able to conquer Earth, or at least being able to do anything on its own. But they seemed to be enjoying the process more that the end of result itself. I think it's supposed to be than the end result itself. And that was something we shared, even though I didn't want to admit it. On the other hand, they weren't afraid of possible failure, criticism, or jokes. They were working towards their goal without paying attention to others who would call it unrealistic or even absurd. Oh, it looks like I'm truly comparing then to luminaries of the sciences. Think them. Hey guys, I greeted them uncertainly. Oh, Semyon, come in. We're always glad to see you. I was actually already inside. Duh. You know, sorry for what happened yesterday. I barely remember anything, but, well, never mind, it's okay. And what brings you to our humble abode? Electronic looked at me slyly. Sometimes I feel that he makes such a face when he knows something about the other person, something he can use in the right moment. Sugar. I need sugar. An image from an ancient video game suddenly came into my mind, where some kind of unit like a builder or something cried out with all of its 5-pixel stature, "Gold! We need more gold!" We got it, said Electronic calmly. Why would you want it? I felt that I shouldn't explain to Shirk that they want to bake a cake for him. I shouldn't spoil the surprise. I don't know. Olga Dmitrievna told me to get some. Okay, hang on. Electronic disappeared behind the door into the next room. And why do you have sugar here? Why not in the canteen? When the food truck came last time, it was the last thing to unload. And given that our building is the closest one to the entrance, they decided to leave it here to save some effort. That's reasonable, isn't it? The door opened, revealing Electronic hauling a huge bag behind him. I really don't know what the size of the cake will be, but that was obviously too much sugar. Well, thanks, but I don't need it all. But where would we put it? Electronic gave me a surprised look. We don't have a place for it. You asked for sugar, so take it. Seems that the previous mile of his wasn't there without a reason. Maybe you'll help me then? It's not that far to carry. We're busy. He pointed his hand at the robot. I gazed at Shirk. He owed me, after all. He hesitated and then looked away in shame. I sighed, took the bag, and headed to the door. Oof, you asshole. Thanks anyway. Asshole. I'm gonna eat all of the cake. You don't get none. 'Cause you're not helping. Bitch. You know what I'm gonna do? I'm not just gonna eat the entire cake, but I'm gonna eat it in front of him. Slowly. And make sure that he can't look away. He's gonna be like the guy in Clockwork Orange. With his eyelids just held open. And he's gonna be screaming, ha, 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 or however the guy was screaming that was really funny sounding. He kind of looks like him too, just a little bit. The blonde hair, you know. Well, he also has blonde. Maybe, if anything, it would be him that looks a lot more like the Clockwork Orange guy. I forgot his name. I said I never actually saw Clockwork Orange, but I want to watch it. It's on my list of things to watch before something happens. I said at parting, exerting myself. But I didn't make it too far. Just after a mere 20 mitres, I had to put the bag down to have a rest. I had no idea how much it weighed, but it felt like more than 20 kilos. On the one hand, it was just 200 mitres to the canteen, sorry. On the other hand, even such a distance with this payload on my shoulder, or alternately in my hands, or on my legs, or under my arm, or even on my head, looked impossible for me to cover. And as I resigned myself to move in minor sprints with prolonged pauses between them, so I could get there by night at least, I heard a voice behind me. Maybe I could help you? I saw Lena in front of me. I don't think you can. It was one of those moments when I felt painfully how dramatically I was out of shape. I can bring a handcart. A handcart? Why didn't I think of that myself? Yes, that would be great. Wait here, I'll be right back. She smiled and ran in the direction of the square. What would I do without her? It's good that Lena isn't always that shy and can take the initiative sometimes. I started to think. She seemed quite unusual now, with no trace of shyness on her face and actually the complete opposite, smiles and confidence. The offer of help wasn't something extraordinary by itself, but getting it from Lena. A few minutes later she came back with a smallish handcart. I put the bag down on it. Thanks. Don't mention it. She blushed and looked down. Oh, the Lena we all know is back! So I'll go then. Yes, see you. And thank you again. I shouted after her. Sometimes I felt like there are two different people living inside of Lena. Kinky, but the second one, confident, happy, and sometimes even bold, only appears when she talks to me. Or am I making things up again? I thought that it would be better if I get all the ingredients at once, so I headed to Olga's Dmitrievna cabin with the handcart. Yes, that is perfect English. 10 out of 10. Finally, it seems that everything had been collected. I took the handcart with sugar outside and put the sack with the flour in it, followed by the 2 baskets of strawberries that somehow fitted in between. And the beer was hidden under my shirt, just in case. The day was coming to its end, so I had to hurry, as cake itself will need some time to bake. Of course, I'd rather enjoy lying down, closing my eyes, and getting a decent sleep, but I just couldn't let Olga Dmitrievna down. Indeed, after all the trouble I'd gone to, I even felt personally responsible for the success of this event. Coming to the square, I stopped for a moment to catch my breath. It wasn't that the cart that was heavy. It ran smoothly without any noticeable effort required. It was just that any physical exertion caused pain to me now, both a physical and mental one. Oh. I sat down on the bench and closed my eyes for a moment. What's that? I didn't really give a damn who it was, probably just a fellow pioneer girl taking an interest in an unfamiliar companion in distress. What are you talking about? I asked her tiredly. She didn't reply. Those are the ingredients for a cake. Do you like cakes? I don't know. What, you never tried cake? I don't know. Obviously, the girl didn't get what I was talking about, but it didn't surprise me at that moment. I really wasn't interested in the conversation. I was so tired that I had zero intention of classifying external distractions and tagging them as either common or uncommon. I see. Come down to the canteen later and have a bite of my cake. Really? Did I ever tell you guys that when I was little, I used to spell cake as cock?
Come on down, baby, have a little bit of my cake, if you know what I'm saying.
Really? Really. And what are they made of? What? I asked indifferently. These cakes. Well, some flour, some sugar, various fillings. Now that's a strange question. She doesn't know what cakes are made of. And you have it all here? Yeah, sort of. And sugar? And sugar. Could you lend me a little? What for? I thought it was over the top. A sudden gust of wind made me grab the cart instinctively and open my eyes. However, nobody was there. Am I daydreaming? I noticed, though, that the sugar sack was untied and a small heap of it had poured out. Could that be that she was scared by the wind and ran away? Having fixed the sack, I got up from the bench and continued on my challenging strawberry way. What the fuck? There wasn't a single person near the canteen. No wonder dinner was still an hour away. I brought the handcart to the rear exit and handed the foodstuffs to the camp cook. She must have already been told what to do with them, as she gave me such an unpleasant look. I'm not sure how long it takes to bake a cake, but it seems she had to hurry. I just wanted to relax for the remaining time up until dinner. In short, I was so tired that I just sat on the steps and waited. My eyes closed themselves. I guess I got so tired throughout the day that I didn't even notice how someone came up to me until they patted me on the shoulder. Hi! Miku was standing before me. Yeah, I didn't need a mirror to imagine the expression of skepticism and annoyance on my face.
Oh, excuse me, I must have interrupted you.
No problem, I was just sitting here.
All right then.
Miku beamed with a smile.
I was just coming to dinner. I thought that it's time already, and then it appeared to me that it's too early, but I decided to check just in case. Maybe it's not me who's mistaken, but the clock is. Well, not the clock. Clocks can't be mistaken. Clothes.
Sorry, I got a little pop-up.
Well, not the clock. Clocks can't be mistaken. It's just that I misread it.
She seemed to be ultimately confused now and fell silent. It's still about half an hour before dinner.
Oh, that's great. Then I'll sit here and wait with you if you don't mind.
Frankly speaking, I do mind. You know, I have some matters to attend to. I stood up quickly and left without saying goodbye, ignoring Miku as I always did, while she screamed something after me. Oof. A minute later, I got to the square and sat on the bench with the firm intention of finding a quiet and safe place here to wait for dinner. Well, guys, I know it's going to be a little bit shorter than usual, but that's going to be it for this episode. I know it's only 13 minutes, but anyways, with that being said, if you guys enjoyed this episode of Everlasting Summer and would like to see more of this game, then leave a like down below, leave a comment down below, share with your friends, subscribe if you haven't, ring that notification bell, and remember, die safely. Bye-bye!